Hi Sushma, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Manjusha.
Could you please start the explanation?
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen. And today I'm going to explain about assigning access to dimension members. For this, we need to go to the home page and then we need to click on the navigator and then click dimensions. Make sure account dimension is selected in the dimension field. Let us go back to the application. We need to click on the navigator and then under create and manage, we need to select the dimensions. And here we need to select the account dimensions from the drop down. For the total account, we need to assign the access. So for this, we need to select the dot underscore account and click on the actions here. And here we are having the assign access. Just click on that. And here now we need to go to the groups and then we need to click on this plus icon. And here we need to select the service administrator. And here we can give the access, that is type of access, whether it is read, write or none. For this, I'm giving as write access. Write means nothing but he will have the both access, that is he can edit and he can also read. And we need to click on add. Okay. This is how, just click on close. This is how we'll assign the access. In the same way, we need to assign the access for the entity dimension, that is for en01 underscore 05. Let us go back to the application and we need to select entity dimension from the drop down. Expand total geography. Expand the segments. And for en01 underscore 05, we need to assign the access. We need to go to the actions here, or we can find the symbol that is assign access. Just click on that. Click on groups and click on the plus icon in order to find the groups. And here I'm selecting the service administrator and giving the read access for this. Just click on add. Here, if we give the read access, he cannot edit the form. He can only view the data. That's it. Click on add and then close. Close. Let us go back to the activity guide. This is how we'll assign access to the entity and account dimensions. And next is defining valid intersections. By using valid intersection, we can create the rules so that we can restrict the user in order to enter the data. For this, we need to go to the home page and then we need to click on the applications and then the valid intersection. Let us go back to the application. Click on the home page and then click on the application here on the home page. And then we need to select the valid intersection. And then we need to click create and we need to enter the name as sample underscore valid underscore intersection. Just click on create to create valid intersection rule and give the name as sample underscore valid underscore intersection. And here we need to select the anchor dimension. After entering the name, we need to select the anchor dimension. That is the anchor dimension. We need to select as account dimension. And then we need to click on add dimension. We need to select the account dimension and here we need to add dimension. And here we need to add the entity dimension. And then we need to click on add rule. And here a search for operating income and hit enter. Then select the result by clicking it. We need to select the operating income in the accounts. Just click on edit and we need to search here. What is operating income? Click on enter. Just select the operating income and click on OK. And then in the same way, we need to select for the entity. That is for the entity, we need to select EN01, that is inclusive descendants. Let us go back to the application. Here, just click on entity, click on edit here on the drop down. Expand total geography, and we need to expand the segments here. And here, select EN01, that is FX calculations, that is we need to include the descendants. Just click on that and click on OK. Click on edit. And here, if you want to delete the EN01, just select EN01. We need to click on this gear icon and we need to remove. Click on OK. This is how we'll create the valid intersection. If you want to save, we need to click on save and close. This is how we'll create the rule in the valid intersection. Let us go back to the activity guide. And next, we'll see loading data using data management. We can import data and metadata in the data management. For that, now let us see how to import data in data management. Click the navigator icon and then select data management. And then we need to select the setup tab and then click on import format. We'll go back to the application. Just click on the navigator. Under integration, we can find data management. And we need to click on this setup icon. And here source system is nothing but from where we are going to import the data, that is whether it is from file or some fusion applications, that is ERP and all. If you want to select other than file, then you need to have the credentials. And then we need to create the import format. Just click on add in order to create the import format. I'm giving the name as import data and the source is file. And file type is I'm selecting it as delimited numeric data, and the target is FCCS. And we can select the file delimiter, that is whether it is comma, pipe, exclamation, depending according to our requirement. For now, I'm selecting it as comma delimiter. And just click on save. And now for this, we need to give the source column field number. And this is the data which I'm using. Account, amount, and the account of the field number is 1 as shown in the Excel. Account is 1 and entity is 2. Entity is 2 and movement is 3. Product is 4 and intercompany is 5. Product is 4 and intercompany is 5. And multi-gap is 6 and amount is 7. Multi-gap is 6 and amount is 7. In this way, we need to mention the source column and field number according to the file which we are importing. And then click on save. Count this one. Amount is 7. Entity is 2. Movement is 3 and product is 4. Product is 4. Intercompany is 5 and gap is 6. Gap is 6 and amount is 7. Click on save. This is how we'll create the import format, and then after creating the import format, we need to create the location. Just click on add. And here we need to create the location. Location. And import format is just now we have created the import format, that is import data. Just select the import format and the target is FCCS. And then click on save. And then after creating the location, we need to go to the workflow. And we need to give the data load mappings. For this, we need to change the location. Just now we have created the location. We need to mention that. Just click on reset and click on search. We have created the import underscore location. We need to select that location. Click on OK. And then we need to create the mappings. That is, there are different types of mappings, explicit, between, in, multi-dimension and live. Explicit is nothing but one-to-one mapping. For now, we'll create the live mappings. Live mappings are nothing but the source and the string value must be same in order to create the target value. For the account dimension, we'll create the mappings. We need to click on add. Nothing but star to star. The source and the target value must match. Account and click on save. In the same way, we need to create the mappings for the dimensions. On entity and click on add. And we'll give the role name as ENT. Click on save. And then enter company. Just click on add to create the mapping. There's star to star. And click on save. Moment. For the moment, it will automatically generate for moment and multi-gap. And now for the product, again, we need to create the mapping. Just click on add. Source value is star. And the target value is also star. And the role name is product. Click on save. This is how we'll create the mappings. And then we'll go to the data load rule. And here we need to create the rule. Just click on add. And here we need to mention the name. That is import hyphen role. And the category is actual, and import format we have created, right? We need to select that is import data. Just click on OK, and the target cube is console. Just click on save. And then we need to select the file name. Click on upload. In order to upload the file, we need to choose the file. Desktop. This is the file. Click on open and click on OK. Just click on OK. Click on save in order to save the file which we have imported. And then we need to execute. First, we'll import from source. Click on run. Just click on refresh. We'll go to the process details. Just click on refresh here. Okay. The import is completed successfully. Now we'll export the data. Export the data to target. Just click on export to target and click on run. A process has been submitted for extraction. Now we need to go to the process details here. And then click on refresh. And the export is also successfully completed. Now we'll go to the data load workbench. Here we can find the three fishes, that is import, validate, and export, so that there are no errors. So we can confirm that by seeing these three fishes. And now the data. I'll show you where we can find the data which we have imported. Just click on the navigator. You can simply, or we can simply go to the data forms. Click on the home page and click on data. expand income statement. We need to select the income statement by period. And here the year is FY29. Just select FY29. Click on OK. And entity is EN01_05. Expand the segments. And we need to expand EN01 and select EN01_05. Click on OK. Consolidation is entity input and data input. Intercompany is no intercompany. Local gap, entity currency, and no product. Just click on go. This is how we'll import the data through data management. We can also import metadata. We'll go back to the activity guide. And then now we have completed the importing of data using data management. And we have completed the process, and then it is managing data. For this, we need to go to the home page, and then we need to click the application cluster and then the overview card. From the actions drop down, we need to select import data. Since we don't have this file, we'll import the file which we have in our local. We'll go back to the application. Click on the application and then overview. And then click on the actions here. And we can find import data. Just click on import data. Click on create. And here we need to choose the file. And here I'm selecting the translation rates. Open and click on validate. Import data job submitted successfully, validate, and then we need to import. We need to go to the jobs in order to see the status, whether it has been successfully imported or not. Click on close. We need to go to the jobs. The import data is in processing state. We need to wait until the import data is completed successfully. Click on refresh. Here the import data is successfully completed. This is how we can see in the jobs. It is shown as completed. If not, it will be shown as error. And then let us go back to the activity guide. And then we'll see copying and clearing data. For this, on the home page, click on the application cluster and then click the overview card. From the actions drop down, and we need to select the copy data, and we need to select the following details, that is scenario, year, period, entity, and data source. Let us go back to the application. Now click on the navigator. Under create and manage, click on forms. Click on sample and edit. Just preview the form. And here for the EN01 underscore 01 underscore France, the value is 100. And now we'll copy this 100 to the EN01 underscore 02 underscore UK. Now let us see how we'll copy the data from one entity to another entity. And click on overview. And click on actions. And here we can find copy data. Just select copy data. Click on create. And here we need to select the fields, that is scenario and all. The scenario is actual. Click on OK. And then year is 20, FY20. Click on OK. And then the period is Jan. Just expand the year total here and expand the Q1 and select the Jan. Click on OK. And then we need to select the entity. I'll select the entity. Just expand the segments here. Expand EN01. And here we'll select EN01 underscore France. Click on OK. And here we'll select the another entity. Let's expand. And we'll select EN01 underscore 02 underscore UK, so that the data will be copied to this entity that we have selected. And select the data source, that is data input. Expand total data source and expand total input and adjusted, and select data input here in the data source. Click on OK. And then we need to run. You want to continue? Yes. Job is submitted. We need to see the job console for more information. Cancel. Cancel. And now let us go to the jobs. And the copy data is successfully completed, or we can find in the jobs. Click on the home page. Click on data card. And here we'll open the form that we have already created. That is sample. And here for the EN01 underscore 02 underscore UK, the data is the same data which is present in EN01 underscore 01 is copied to the entity. This is how we'll copy the data. Now let us see how to clear the data. Now let us go to the home page. And here to clear the data from the home page, we need to go to the overview and the application, and we need to select the clear data, and we need to mention the following details: for which entity or for which year or period you want to clear the data. Just select those. We'll go back to the application. Click on the application and click on the overview. Click on actions on the right. And now we want to clear the data, so we need to select the clear data. Click on create, and we need to select the following details. the scenario year and all. Just select the scenario as actual. Click on OK. And the year is 2020, FY20. Click on OK. And the period is Jan. Expand Q1 here. Select Jan and click on OK. And in the same way for the entity, for which entity you want to clear the data, we need to select those entities. For this, I'm selecting the EN01_02_UK. Now the data which is present in this entity will be cleared. Click on OK. And select the data source, that is data input. Expand total data source and total input and adjusted. And here we can find the data input. Click on OK here. And then we need to save, or if you don't want to save, you can directly run. Just click on run. Do you want to continue? And yes. And we need to go to the jobs to find the status. Click on cancel. Cancel. And we need to go to the jobs. And the clear data is also successfully completed. Now let us go to the data. And here previously we can find the data. Now we have cleared the data so that it is empty. This is how we'll copy and clear the data. And then the next topic is managing forms. Forms are nothing but these are spreadsheet like grids which contains rows and columns where the user can enter the data and he can also edit the data. And now to create the folder or form, to create the folder on the home page, click the navigator icon cluster, and then we need to select the forms, and then click the plus icon to create a new folder and give the name as data form. Okay, let us go back to the application. Click on the navigator here, and under create and manage, we can find the forms. And here we need to click on this plus icon in order to create a new folder. And the name we need to give as data forms. Just give the name as data forms and click on OK in order to create the folder. And here the data form, this folder is created successfully. And then if you newly created in your newly created folder, we need to create a simple form. Okay, and then we need to give the name as data entry. Okay, let us go back to the application. We need to select on this folder and we need to click on this plus icon so that we can add the simple form. That is, the form name is data entry. And the description is this form is used for data entry. And then we need to click on next. On the layout tab in the columns, rows, page and POB, we need to mention these dimensions. And the columns, so we need to mention entity. Just click on layout. In the columns, so we need to mention entity. Just right click on that and place it in the columns. And in the same way, we need to provide all this. In the rows, we need to mention movement and account. Just right click, drag and drop, movement and account. And then in the page, we need to provide year, period, scenario, consolidation and data source. Let us go back to the application. year, period, scenario, consolidation and data source, consolidation and data source. And then I'll go back to the activity guide. And now if you want to add the rows, we can just right click on row 1 and we can select the add row. Let us go back to the application. And here, if you want to add row, just right click on this one number and here we can add row. So that one more row is added successfully. And here, if you want to delete the row, you can just right click on this number 2 and you can delete the row. This is how you will add and delete the rows in the form. And then here we need to select and members, that is view. I'm selecting the periodic, just select and right click. Click on OK. Click on currency. And here we can select the entity currency. Just right click and OK. And here intercompany is no intercompany. Expand the intercompany top. And here we can select the no intercompany and add it. Click on OK. Product is no product. Click on add. And then click on OK. And this way we need to add the members for the years. Click on edit. I'm selecting FY20, FY21. Since it is in page, we can add more than one members. When it comes to POV, we can select only one member. That is the difference between POV and page. Scenario, click on edit. And I'm selecting it as actual. Click on add. Click on OK. And the period is Jan. Since it is in page, you can add more than one periods. Expand or just select a Q1 and click on functions. And here you can select the I descendants. Click on OK. And consolidation is entity input or total, whichever you want according to the requirement, or we can select. Expand contribution total. Contribution. Expand entity total, and here you can find entity input. Just click on add. We'll also select the entity total since it is in page. We can add more than one. Click on OK. And data source is data input. Click on edit. Expand total data source and expand total input and adjusted. Here we can find the data input. Just click on add. Click on OK. And then in the same way, we'll add the members for the movement and account which are present in the rows. Click on the drop down and then click on edit. For this, I'm selecting it as no movement. Click on add. Just click on OK. Click on edit. And here we can even search. We can select interest receivable as account. Click on OK. In the same way, we need to add a movement and account which is present in the second row. Click on edit. Now I'm selecting the movement. It is closing balance. Click on add. Click on OK and the account. Click on search here. We can find labor burden cost. Just click on add and click OK. Entity. Now we need to select the entity. Click on edit. Just expand the total geography and segments. I'm selecting the year EN01 and functions. I'm selecting the I descendants. That is, even the children will be displayed along with the parent. Click on OK. This is how we'll create the form, and we'll go to the other options. Here we can mention the currency values or percentage values and all. And coming to the business rules, here we can select the business rules, that is consolidate and translate. I'm selecting these two rules. Just click save in order to save the form. Click OK. If you want to preview the form, just click on preview. And here we can see which are present in rows, columns and all. And we have created two rows. That is, this is the first one, this is the second row. And this is how the form is. And then the same form we need to save as. And here we can give the different name so that we can get the another form. For suppose, just a second, I'll go to the activity guide. And here we need to give the name as consolidated data form. I'll go back to the application. Consolidated data form and click on OK. And here just click on finish. And we can find the other form. Just now we have click on the save as. This is the form that is created. Just click on consolidate data form and click on edit. Just we need to go to the layout option. And if you don't want the years to be in page, you can drag and drop in the POV according to our requirement. In POV only FY20, that is only 1 year is selected. And if you don't want the entity, that is consolidation, to be in page, you can put that in columns. Now click on save. According to our requirement, we can change whether that particular dimension should be in POV page or rows or columns. Click on review. This is how the form is. Let us go back to the guide. And now we'll see how we'll assign the access to forms and folders. Now select the data entry form and then we need to click the assign access icon. Just close the form here. Click on the navigator. Click on forms. Just expand the library so that we can find the folders. Just click on the data forms, the folder which we have created. Even for the folders and the forms, we can give the access. Now we'll see how we assign the access for the folders. Just click on data forms and here we can assign the access. Just click on assign access. Just click on groups here and click on this plus icon in order to see which groups are present. I'm selecting a power user and I'm giving the right access so that he can read and he can also edit. Click on add. Click OK. This is how we'll assign access to the folder. we this is one of it.